Good afternoon and welcome to VMT News Afternoon Edition. I'm Indira Cardenas.
And I'm Anissa Ramirez.
The ballet class at VMT had the American Horror presentation 2 weeks ago. Gabriel Dion and Ernesto Izaguirre have the story.
On October 26th, Vidal Entreveño had its annual American Horror Stories dance recital. It was a spooky-filled event that left the students in awe at the creative dances. The dancers put in a lot of time and effort, starting practice 3 weeks into the school year. Ms. Leindegger, the director of the recital, can tell you more on the event.
Yes, our event is called American Horror Stories, and every year we do a different theme. Last year's theme was a vampire story. This year it was Carnival for our first half and cults for the second half of the show. Next year we're not sure. We haven't really looked at our themes for next year, but it'll be just as the same horror theme. Yeah.
As for next year's spooky event, the theme is yet to be decided. But we know Ms. Leindegger will do an amazing job putting it together, and the students will put in a lot of time and effort to bring you an amazing show.
The radio and TV department had their annual steak plate sale. Here's the highlights of it by Daisy Castro and Brianna Bernal.
On November 6th, Vidal Entreveño Magnet School Radio and Television had a steak plate sale for $6 each. The beverage cost 50 cents each, and it started at 11 a.m. and ended at 2 p.m. The Vidal Entreveño principal came as well to support and come get her meal.
President Donald Trump said Tuesday there had been progress on resolving the North Korean nuclear crisis and called on Pyongyang to make the deal. Trump also called on world leaders to address the North Korean threat together, calling a worldwide threat that requires worldwide action. Trump is South Korea as part of an 11-day regional trip where he will visit 5 countries. After visiting South Korea, Trump will make his way to Beijing after he heads to Vietnam and the Philippines.
Tragedy struck here in our very own state. On Sunday, November 5th, at least 26 people were killed and 20 others injured Sunday when a gunman opened fire at a church in a small town, southeast of San Antonio, in what has become one of the largest mass shootings in modern U.S. history. With their ages ranging from just 18 months to 77 years old, the victims had gathered at the church on Sunday morning for regular service before the attack began. The 14-year-old daughter of the church's pastor, as well as 8 members of the same family that spanned 3 generations, were among the victims. The attack occurred at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas, a small community located in Wilson County about 30 miles away from San Antonio. The gunman, identified as 26-year-old Devin Kelly, is now deceased, although it remains unclear how he died. We extend our deepest condolences to every single victim's family.
Women in Texas House created their own secret spreadsheet to chronicle abuse in Capitol, which allegedly ranged from violent groping to sexual assault. More than a year before now, the infamous Shitty Media Men list, women in Texas State House secretly created their own online whisper network to document sexual harassment and assault in their industry. The men in the document include campaign workers, legislative staffers, and lawmakers. Some of the allegations are recent. In 2005, Republican State Senator Craig Estes allegedly proportioned an intern at my former publication, The Texas Observer, on her first day in the Capitol. He let her know that if she needed any adult supervision, she was welcome to see him in his office, according to the magazine.
On Wednesday, the Webb County Elections Office, regarding the new jail facility, which will increase property taxes, reported 72% of the people rejected the $125 million bond, whilst 27% were for it. Although disappointed, Sheriff Martin Cuellar stated the people have spoken and he respects their decision and will continue to protect the community. Sheriff Martin Cuellar believes the reason the majority of the people were against the idea was due to all of the increased taxes throughout the town.
An Army dad surprises Trump Middle with a touching reunion with his kids. As soon as his 13-year-old son spotted him, he ran up to him and hugged him tight. Ramos had been deployed in Karwat in Iraq for 10 months, and it took about 5 trips on a plane to get him reunited with his family. His wife Marissa picked him up Tuesday evening in San Antonio. By the time they got back to the kids were fast asleep, allowing Ramos to sneak in and surprise his kids the following day at school. The family plans on catching up and spending a lot of time together.
The third annual Laredo Big Bad Barbecue Cook-Off is set for November 10th and 11th, 2017, in the beautiful downtown Laredo at the parking lot of the Outlet Shops at Laredo, located at 1600 Water Street, by the bank of the Rio Grande River. Teams will compete for the title of Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion with a total of $20,000 payout in 3 categories, as well as jackpot categories in fajitas, pan de campo, and beans.
We'll be right back with more news.
Get the brand new Go Juice Extreme! Get the energy you need today!
Side effects may include nausea, abdominal pain, and in some extreme cases, death. If any of these symptoms are happening to you, consult your doctor immediately.
Thanks, Go Juice!
Hello and welcome back. My name is Ruben Sanchez and here are the highlights for sports for this week. This last Wednesday, the Astros won the World Series against the LA Dodgers 5-1 in their last game. Soon after the win, the Astros have been getting huge media attention, as expected, even more so, which the proposal from Houston Astros shortstop Carlos Correa to his girlfriend shortly after winning the final match. The Astros have also been going around the country for interviews on shows with people like Jimmy Fallon, Robin Roberts, and Jimmy Kimmel. In the NFL, the Saints starting the game with a field goal in the first quarter, followed by Hardy as Buccaneers proceed with a returning punt. He deflects the punt and runs down for a touchdown. The end of the game results with a score of 10-30 in New Orleans. Saints take the win home. After a weekend that had a little bit of everything that happened, but 4 teams for Major League Soccer's finals that has been in case in the MLS Cup's playoffs and postseason, and has seen its upsets with the Houston Dynamo's victory over the Portland Timbers, the top seed in Western Conference. The most notable Dynamo's win set up a date with the Seattle Sounders, who booked their place in the conference final by overcoming the Vancouver Whitecaps. There was drama and bad blood in the Well and East, with Toronto outlasting the New York Red Bulls, while Columbus continued its run despite plenty of off-field distractions. By hanging on to get past New York City FC. November 8, 2017, Warriors had a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. and the Warriors won the game 125-101. Kevin Durant wasn't able to play because of his left thigh concussion, but Durant may be able to play this Saturday, November 11, 2017, against the Philadelphia 76ers. And this local sports, with this weekend being the final week of high school football of some of the Laredo high schools, it is nice to know what are the current standings for each school. For LISD, the Nixon Mustangs are on top of the win-to-lose score of 7 wins to 2 losses. Next is the Martin Tigers with 4 wins and 5 losses. Finally, here are the Figueroa Toros with 1 win and 9 losses. Knowing this, how will it affect the game between the rival teams of Martin versus Nixon? And we will find out during the Hammer Bowl. This Saturday for UISD, the United Longhorns are the lead with 5 wins and 4 losses, closely falling behind the Alexander Bulldogs with 4 wins and 5 losses. After this is United South Panthers with 3 wins and 6 losses. At the end of the leash for the UISD district is the LBJ Wolves with 0 wins and 9 losses. Just LISD has rivalry, so does UISD with the United Longhorns and the Alexander Bulldogs. With these two teams having close to lose ratios, the outcome cannot be predicted. That is all for this week in local high school football. And that is all of the sports for today. Stay tuned here in VMT News.
Did you do the homework? What did you do for the weekend? What did you get on the math test?
Do you ever want people to just stop talking? Do you want them to just stop bothering you while you're trying to do work?
Yes.
Well, now you can with the silencer. This state-of-the-art technology can silence anyone you want. Want to eat your food in peace? Silence them. Want to do your work in peace? Silence them. Just don't want to talk to them? Silence them. The Silencer. Get them online at thesilencer.com for only $19.99. Our national forecast shows Des Moines at 31 degrees with cloudy skies, Little Rock at 56 degrees, and Nashville at 49 degrees with sunny skies. Our state forecast shows cloudy skies in El Paso at 70 degrees and both Dallas and Corpus Christi in the 60s. Our local 3-day forecast shows Friday at 65 degrees with cloudy skies, Saturday at 75 with showers, and Sunday at 83 degrees with scattered showers.
The Vidal Domino School of Communications and Fine Arts invites you to a musical tribute honoring our veterans. The Soundtown Jazz Ensemble and our own orchestra and choir will play different songs to show our respect. Come and enjoy this free event on Monday, November 13th at 7 p.m. at the VMT Auditorium located in 2102 East Line Street. We hope to see you there.
Gear up to enter a world of excitement as Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse bring the most awe-inspiring moments from across the Disney Kingdom to Laredo, Texas, and Disney on Ice presents Reach for the Stars. Ticket for performances at the Laredo Energy Arena went on sale since August 22nd. Disney on Ice presents Reach for the Stars will be performing at the Laredo Energy Arena on November 16th all the way to Sunday, November 19th.
And that's all from us today.
Thank you and have a great day.